Warning, the following video will contain content that is not appropriate for children. Viewer discretion is advised. Well, guys, this is it. One final showdown for today. Will I rock or will I suck some fucking dick? Stay tuned to find out for my next Pokemon Battle Revolution discussion battle. Fuck yeah. Alright, so this is going to be something that I've kind of discussed in the past a little bit. I might be going a little bit more in depth with it this time, but we'll see. But regardless, this is going to be, again, about my workplace, but this time I'm not bitching about stupid customers. So as you guys may or may not know, in real life, I'm in my mid-20s. I'm getting to that age where, I'm not going to be on my dad's insurance anymore. And, I need to think about getting a, what they call, big boy job, I guess. Which is totally fine. I mean, I fully intended to. Actually, I wanted to get a, full-time job sooner. But the problem is that, actually pre-COVID, I was planning on getting leaving the restaurant and, because I'm a host at a restaurant, for those of you who don't know currently. And I was thinking about leaving there and going and looking for a full-time job pre-COVID. Then, as you guys may or may not remember, the whole COVID pandemic hit. And actually, it was weird because at first when the COVID pandemic happened, it was incredibly difficult to find a job, anywhere. It was very difficult. And so I figured, okay, I can either stop working at the restaurant now and try my luck at the job market, or I can just wait it out. And I decided for the latter. I decided to just wait it out because I figure, it's going to be too much of a pain in the ass to go try and find a new job now, so I'm just going to wait. Right? So I figure, fuck it, I'll just wait and hope that everything blows over, right? So then COVID kind of started to, they gradually started to end COVID and whatnot. But I still stayed at the restaurant because after COVID, because of COVID, a lot of people ended up leaving the restaurant altogether. So we were short-staffed, right? And then a few months later, several months later or whatever, everything opened up, right? After about, several months or so of, the lockdowns. And we were short-staffed, But then after a while, we actually got, really short-staffed because we couldn't hire anybody and more people started leaving, going off to college and shit. So more people started leaving. So then we ended up kind of getting screwed and short-staffed. So the main reason why I stayed working at the restaurant as long as I did is because we were short-staffed, And, I didn't want to leave my coworkers completely without help, But things there have changed a lot, honestly, over the past few months. And, a lot of people they've hired, recently within the last year, we've only managed to hire, one, maybe two hosts. We'll see if this other new kid sticks around that we just recently hired. But a lot of the people they've hired recently, part of the reason why I stayed there so long, too, is because I really liked my coworkers, and that, to me, is worth a lot. But I don't know, a lot of the new people that they've hired, I don't really vibe with them the same way that I vibed with, the people who have worked there previously. It's not the same kind of vibe that it used to be, working there. And I don't necessarily dislike the new people either. I just don't really like the overall vibe. Part of it too is just there are certain people there that I just don't like. I'm gonna be honest. There's three that I can think of, three people there that I just, every time I have to go in and work with them, I'm just great, this person's here today. Our dishwasher, for example, who is just an incompetent fucking idiot who literally can't even wash dishes. He's literally too stupid to wash dishes. Half the time when he has dishes to wash, he'll just be wandering around the restaurant or in the bathroom on his phone, vaping. I'm sorry, anyone who vapes is a fucking pussy. Not afraid to say it. But anyway, you know. And just in general, you know, that place just doesn't have the same vibe that it used to have. And I just, every shift now, I just go in and I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to be here. Send me home. You know, before I'd be like, oh yeah, give me the hours, man. I want the hours, you know. But now I go in there and I'm just like, just send me home. You know, like, I don't care about milking the clock anymore, which is not what I need to be doing. What I should be doing is milking the clock, so that way I can make more money to move my plans along, because my plan is to save up enough money to buy a house and then move out of my dad's house. So I need to be making as much money as I can, but it's just so difficult when I go into the workplace and I'm just like, ugh. You know, every fucking shift I'm just like, ugh, just get me out of here. I'm sick of this shit, you know? So I've decided, you know, that once... and I don't care if this completely screws them over at this point, because I can't put my life on hold while they try to figure out how to hire people. You know, that's not my fucking problem at the end of the day. And I know it's selfish on my part, but at a certain point I have to be selfish if I'm going to want to achieve my goals. I've stayed there for as long as I could, but I'm sick of it, honestly. I'm sick of working at the restaurant. I'm sick of dealing with the general public all day. I'm sick of dumb fuck customers being stupid. I'm sick of the owner fucking micromanaging every little fucking thing. I'm sick of him not solving the problems that need to be solved and trying to fix things that don't need to be fixed. Like, it's aggravating. Like, he's trying to fix a bunch of shit and change up the way we do things around there. And it's like, okay, that's great, but, like, it does nothing to solve the problem of us being short-staffed. He's gonna really shit bricks when I put in my fucking 2 weeks, which is what I'm planning on doing. I'm not planning on doing that soon. I'm gonna have to wait it out a couple of months because within the next couple of months I have my brother's wedding. So I have that big-ass event, which is kind of annoying, but it's like, whatever, you know. I'm happy for my brother and everything, but it's like, you're not the first person in the world to ever get married. You know, not to be a dick, but sorry. But yeah, so I got that coming up. And then in July, I'm going to Rockfest again this year up in Wisconsin. Get to see some kick-ass metal bands. Disturbed is supposed to be playing there this year, which is pretty fucking sweet, so I might get to see them. Although the lineups do have a habit of changing, you know, so we'll see. Now, last year, fucking Snoop Dogg was supposed to perform there at fucking Rockfest, which is kind of weird, but he ended up dropping out or whatever, so, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, so I have too many big things coming up right now, so I'm going to wait it out at the restaurant. But once I get back from Rockfest this year, I'm just going to say fuck it and put in my, you know, not put in my 2 weeks right away. I'm going to look for a new job first. But if I'm able to find a new job, which finding jobs, that is the one good thing that Biden has done, is make jobs readily available for people, because he pays people like money to sit on their asses and do nothing, which is total bullshit. You know, or I should say the government, you know, under Joe Biden pays, you know, people money to sit on their asses and do nothing, which is why for the first time in like the history of forever, there's an overabundance of jobs and not enough people to work those jobs. So hopefully finding a decent job shouldn't be too bad. But as soon as I find another job, like, I'm going to start looking for another job, and it's going to suck at first, you know, because it's going to be nervous, you know, a little bit nerve-wracking starting a new job, because I've only ever had one job my entire life, you know, working at the restaurant. That has been my first job. Now, I've held that position down for 8 fucking years, so, yeah, it's going to be a little weird, you know, starting a new job and whatnot, but it's something that I need to do. You know, I need to be making more money so that way I can achieve my goals faster. And, you know what, at the end of the day, if it screws over the other people at the restaurant that I'm currently working at, you know what? Oh, well. Figure it the fuck out. Not my fault that it's been, like, 2 years and you still can't figure out how to fucking hire people. That's not my fucking fault. And quite frankly, it's not my fucking problem. You need to get your shit together and get your fucking priorities straight to the owner of that restaurant that I work at. Like, sorry, but you don't fucking know what you're doing. It's not my fault, and it's not my problem at a certain point. Like, sorry to be a dick, but quite frankly, that's the fucking way it is. So, yeah, I've decided just for multiple reasons, like, I'm just done with that place, honestly. Like, the people that work there are not the same as what they once were. I'm sick of it. So, yeah, it's time to call it quits, man. I might not entirely put in my 2 weeks. I might, still pick up shifts at the restaurant here or there, but it's time for me to be largely done with that and move on to the next chapter of my life. Where I can save up money and hopefully buy a house somewhere and be, set for life. Hopefully. That is the plan. Like I said, once I buy a house, I'm planting my roots and I'm staying there. I'm not one of those people who feels the need to, move around all the time and whatnot, so, yeah. Either way, I need to be done with working at the restaurant regularly because working there gives me brain cancer sometimes, honestly. Because it's just run so fucking stupidly, and the people there just, again, are not the same as what they once were. People these days are just fucking just pathetic, honestly. I'm not saying that they're all bad, and honestly, I don't really have anything against any of them personally, except maybe the dishwasher, because he's just absolutely horrendously terrible at his job, and he fucking irritates the shit out of me, but other than that, really, I don't really have anything against anyone who works there personally. It's just some of them I just generally do not like as people. But really much beyond that, it's just like shit is what shit is, I guess. But yeah, it's time for me to leave that place. It's time for me to move on to the next chapter of my life, save up money, and that'll be good for my YouTube channel too, because once I move out on my own, like I said, I'll have a lot more time to record videos for you guys, I'll be able to record videos whenever I want, any time of day, which will be really fucking nice. So I'm really keeping my goddamn fingers crossed that I can somehow make all this happen. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a long and frustrating journey, and I knew that in advance when I put this plan of mine into motion, but I think I just have to keep believing that I'll get there someday. It has been a long and frustrating process, and it's taking longer than I expected, but I just have to keep believing that I'm going to get there someday. I have to keep believing in that, because I think this is the right path for me to be following. And again, it's been a long and frustrating process, but I'll get there someday. I have hope, because really this is the only chance I have. This is my last chance to make something of myself, and I don't want to squander that opportunity. All right. Well, either way, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the show today and all that good shit. I know got a little bit controversial at times, but I still hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless and all that good shit. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. You guys are fucking amazing, as always. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I really hope you guys have a great day. All right. Well, either way, guys, that is going to be it for me for today. So, as always, everyone, stay cool and rock on. This is Multi-Step signing off.